Well, that's back in northeast of England. I was in Singapore with my parents. My father was in the Royal Air Force, and we were over there, and I must have been 6, 7, going on 8. So got back to the northeast of England and picked up playing sports almost immediately. That would be 1969. I had the opportunity, well actually, I had to go up to Newcastle and line up for tickets on a weekend day. That was quite a trip for a 14-year-old, but I was able to go back and watch Newcastle United play in the first leg of a 2-leg Intercity Fairs Cup final, which now is known as the Europa Cup. They were playing Pestosa, and like I say, I was able to watch the first game on a Tuesday or Wednesday evening, and that was my most memorable experience, and it was Newcastle United's greatest accomplishment in the more recent years, even though that's quite a few years ago now. Always wanted to be an architect or something in that area. Coming from northeast of England, which is very industrial, one of the more preferred jobs was as a draftsperson or a draftsman, and I did a lot of geometrical, or what we used to call technical drawing, and I thought that that's where I would end up. Favorite food is the old English fish and chips, but now the new British staple, which is an Indian curry. But I've always loved all the Italian foods. Passions were, in the past, was, funnily enough, it was running and staying in shape. After the first major knee surgery, playing soccer was a little bit difficult, but I was able for many years to do a lot of running, but even that's been curtailed in more recent years after about the 6th or 7th knee surgery. So now I'm resigned to just going for long walks, anything just to clear my head and get some fresh air and enjoy the beauty that is Edmonton. Quiet, reserved. The passion only really shows on a soccer field, whether it be a practice or a games, but otherwise a little bit quiet, reserved. A little bit more passionate, especially when it comes to soccer, and very impassioned come game day, and players would perhaps say, hopefully they would say, I'm organized. I come with a strong willingness to perform to the utmost, and in most cases try and get some winning performances. I would probably be a draftsman somewhere in the northeast of England. It's a very depressed economy there right now, and the old, whether it's be the shipbuilding, mining, and the industrial parts are hurting a little bit. But back in the day when I was young, things were still thriving. We had a ICI, petrochemicals industry, and one of the more preferred jobs for people at that time was actually becoming a draftsperson. Not so much about wanting to be a coach, but certainly in terms of working at becoming an elite athlete. I had a phys ed teacher, Bill Johnson, at my secondary modern school, and also the geometrical drawing teacher, John Winspear. They took an active interest in me and encouraged me to be involved, not just in soccer, but other sports, cross-country running, track and field. Had the good fortune over the years. I spent, even though I've been at this job 27, perhaps 28 years, the first 15 of those years I was doing triple duty with the Canadian and Alberta Soccer Associations. We had the great fortune of being able to bring over a lot of professional coaches from different parts of the world, whether it was Olga Osiek from Germany, we had Steve Avery and Clive Baker, Bert van Lingen from Holland, a good number of very good coaches. That was very instrumental for me to see other people work in my early days, and of course a lot of the practices I used were perhaps shown to me in those days, and I still use them. Each and every team I've coached on a yearly basis, we still get together with alumni, and they always want to know which is the very best team. I think I can safely say they were all very good in their own way. It's just as competitive sports goes, one or two of those have actually gone on to win a national championship. Others have come very close, winning silver medals. We have the distinction of not only winning the two gold medals, but we've actually won 4 silvers and 1 bronze. And each and every one of those teams was exceptional. So I wouldn't like to pick out any one over the other, even though Sean Miskew in recent days actually would like me to pick a one very best team, but no, they're all very good. And even some teams in the past, we never even made it out of Canada West, because we only sent one, the top team, to a national championship, and some of those teams were very good. Worst sports memory, I do know we got to a final in Trois-Rivières, and it was against my former team, the Dalhousie University Tigers. I had played back in the day, and we had won silver in 1976, I'm going to guess. But we're playing Dalhousie. We got into a snow blizzard in the final. I felt we had the team to win it all that year. Unfortunately, between our performance and the snow combined to allow Dalhousie to win their first ever gold medal, which is great for them, but unfortunately it was at our expense. Well, I had once again I had the great fortune of spending many years going through all the pilot courses for the CSA, Canadian Soccer Association B license, and then A license. Whilst doing that, the technical director at the time would bring in international coaches, and they would run some of the courses, and working full-time in the game at that time in the Alberta Soccer Association high performance area. I would be on all those courses, and had the good fortune to work with all those coaches from around the world. Keep on winning. Every year the players have a strong energy and enthusiasm to try and follow in the footsteps of previous teams and challenge for Canada West and national team honours, and national championship honours. So that's what we would look to do each and every year. It's been wonderful. Ever since I arrived here back in 1985, this has always been my home base, even though for part of the time I was required to be in the Alberta Soccer Association office and doing ASA and Canadian Soccer Association duties, but this was always home base, whether it was through teaching through the first 15 years, more recently being full-time at the university. It's been a fantastic experience, and it's been wonderful. Well, while I was a teacher in Calgary, just recently moved from Nova Scotia, my dream job was to work at the university level. It was the more, it was a little bit higher level. I was already involved working with the provincial teams, going to national championships. But the university fall season has always been a favourite. I enjoy that time of the year, and so I would say coaching the University of Alberta Golden Bears soccer team is my dream job.